Welcome everybody. Today in this session we are going to learn about word processing. In other words, it is called as Microsoft Word document. So let's just see the topics which we are going to cover in this session: header and footer, formatting of paragraph, mail merge, envelope and labels, page column, hyperlink and drop cap. Before we start our session with the topics, let us start with a small introduction of word processor. A word processor is a software package using which you can create a document, edit it, modify it and save it. We generally use a Word document to type out a letter or any of our assignments or any of our projects. To make our assignment and project look more attractive, we can even insert tables, shapes and images into your Word document. We can edit the spelling mistakes in a Word document, formatting the document, deleting rows, words and characters, moving the text forms one place to another, insertion of text. These are the small basic things which we can do in a Word document. So let's just start with the first topic, that is header and footer. As the name indicates, header and footer, you can compare the term header with the head of a human body and footer with the foot of a human body. We have some similarities with this term. So as the head comes first in the human body and foot is something which comes at the bottom part of the human body. So in the same way, in your Word document also, when you take a page, top margin, there is the top margin of the page is called the header of a page. As you can see here, this is the top of a page with margin. So as it is written here, head section, this is the head section of the Word document, and this is the foot section. I have tried to take a screenshot in such a way that you are able to see both the header and footer section together. So this is your header section and this is your footer section. So bottom margin of your page is called as a footer and top margin of a page is called as a header. We can insert text or any graphics like page numbers, date or small images. Either you can insert that only in header or only in footer, or you can insert in both header and footer. You can use images even in your if you want to insert an image in your header section, you can insert. Even in the footer section, if you want to insert an image, you can do that also. It depends on the size of that image, how you adjust with the word header section, how you are going to adjust it in your header section. Header and footer, the main thing which we need to know in a header and footer section is that when you're inserting something in your header section, it gets repeated in all the pages. And same case with your footer section also. If you're inserting numbers, the page numbers will change according to the page. If it is first page, it will be displayed as 1. If it is second page, it will get displayed as 2. So we can make some changes with all these things. So let's I'll show you practically also how we are going to insert a header and footer. These are the steps which shows how to insert a header in a Word document. As you can see an image here on the right side, you have to click on the insert tab and then choose header, and once you click on header, you get a list of formats of headers. You just have to choose the header type whichever you want, and then you have to type the content in that header section. If it is a text, the same text will get repeated throughout the Word document. If you are trying to insert a page number, then it will change according to the number of pages. And I have also mentioned the steps for inserting a footer. It is again the same. You have to go to insert tab and then click on the footer section, footer tab, footer menu, footer button. When you click on it, again the list of footer format appears. You have to choose whichever footer you want, and then you have to type the content. If either it could be a page number also, or text also, or an image as well, whichever you try to insert it, and then close your header and footer section. Once that is done, you will get the formats of header and different formats, any format whichever you have chosen, that will get inserted and you are ready to go. Now let me show you how practically we have to insert a header and footer in your Word document. I am using MS Office 2010 version. First, click on the Insert tab and search for the option Header. Can you see a small arrow at the bottom of the header tool? When you click on it, it will display a list of pre-designed header formats. Choose whichever you like. I am just choosing a simple one. Let us choose this. and type the heading whichever you want to. Say if you're working on a project and you say it's on social science or science subject or mathematics or English, whichever it is, type the heading of that particular project here on the header area. So as we are working with Microsoft Word document now, so I'll just give this as the heading of this. I've given the heading. Once you give the heading of your header and footer, you can directly close it by clicking here, close header and footer like this, or else double click outside of this, outside this dotted. When you double click, it goes off. So if you want to open the header and footer once again, just double click on the header area. Now the next thing which you need to know is, if you want your header to go little higher and you want that margin area to be reduced, see, by default till this dotted line it is 1.25 centimeter header from top. So they have specified, they have given a default length as default margin area as 1.25. So the header section will be 1.25 centimeter of width. Same wise with your footer also, 1.25 centimeter width has been preset. So if you want to reduce it, you can reduce it by, when you reduce it, you can see the header going little higher. So likewise for the footer also you can do. When you insert your footer, I'll show you that also. So once you adjust this one, then the other thing which you need to know is different first page, different odd, even pages. It is not that for all the, when you create a project, when you prepare your project file, or when you type your assignment file, you always want your first page to look different and the remaining page to look same to some extent, the format alone. I'm not talking about the content, it is only about the format which I'm telling you. So the first page, if you don't want this heading to be repeated, as I said before itself, header section, the data which you type in the header section or footer section gets repeated in all the pages again and again, except the page numbers which will be different for each and every page respectively. So if you want the first page alone to be different, so now I'll show you how it is getting repeated in all the pages. We'll just close the header and footer and we'll insert a new page. Now can you see, this is the first page, and when I'm scrolling it down, this is the second page. So again the same heading is getting repeated. So if you don't want the same heading to be there in the first page, just double click on the header section and click on this different first page. So when you click on different first page, automatically your header went off. Now in the second page alone, the header is there which we gave before. Now if you want to give, so for the first page, as it is the main page, you don't want a header, you can leave it as such. You can design only the middle content area. We generally design with some images and some headings and all, and we make it look good, right? So if you don't want in the first page, then you have to choose this. If you want the same thing, then remove that. And if you want odd and even pages, it should be different in odd pages and even pages. All of you know what is odd and even pages, right? 1, 3, 5, 7 are called as odd pages. 2, 4, 6, 8 are called as even pages. So in the first page, if you want a different heading, and in the second page you want a different heading, and again in the third page you want the same first page heading, and then in the fourth page again you want the same second page heading. So that is also possible. For that you will have to choose this different odd and even pages. Understood? Okay. Now once you give your header section, you can close this. Again, if you want to insert a footer, again you go to your insert tab and then click on the footer. Just like header, you have a down arrow over here, and you can choose any header, any footer format which you like. So I'm choosing this one. So it has given two sections. First is type a text. You can type anything whichever you like to type over here. And this is the page number. As I told you, when you insert a page number, in the first page, page 1, second page, page 2. Accordingly, it will change. Right? So if you want to give some text as I am typing it, I would like to give my name in my project or assignment, whichever I am doing. So I'm just giving my name. So page number, I've given the page number. And then once you have given both your header and footer, you can close it. Now as I told you, different for first page, this different for first page is applicable for both the header and footer. This section, the options which are there here are common for both your header and footer. So if you click on first page, both your first page data goes up, both your header and as well as your footer, it goes up, and only from the second page it starts. See, page number starts from page 2. So page 1 it is not counting. It is not getting displayed, but it is counting page 1. Okay, understood? So I hope it's clear till here. So once your header and footer are inserted, you can just close. And one more, as I said, if you want to reduce your footer section, footer margin, if you want to reduce, you can reduce it. You can see how it goes up. And then once you have done that, you will see both the header and footer 0.9 centimeter, it will look good. So we will close the header and footer now. Now as we have raised the header section, for say we have reduced the header distance, we can adjust the margin. If you want to adjust the margin, here left side you can see the ruler, you click on it. So previously it was still here till this dotted line. So if you want to increase, so that you can type more here, so your content area will be more. Okay. The next topic is formatting of paragraph. Under this paragraph formatting concept, we have 4 sub options, that is aligning of paragraph, line spacing, paragraph spacing, indenting paragraph. Let's start with the first option, that is paragraph alignment. As you can see an image at the bottom here, these are the features which you will find it under the home tab, under the paragraph group. Within your home tab, it is under the paragraph group. So you have to click on the home tab. By default, when you open your Word document, the home tab is always open. So you will be finding these features, that is your left alignment, center alignment, right alignment, and your justify. This one you will find it within your home tab under the paragraph group. Now the left alignment is something when you type something in your Word document, by default all the sentences are starting from the left. So it is by default always left aligned. Now if you want to bring that left aligned text to the center of your page, then you have to select that paragraph and then click on this center alignment. And if you want to bring the particular paragraph to the right side, then you have to select the whole paragraph and then click on the right alignment. We generally use the center alignment to bring any topic or something to the center of your page. Mostly it is with the topics. If you are typing your assignment or your project and you want the heading to be at the center of your page, we generally go for this center alignment. And if you want something to be brought to the right side, say for example if you are typing a letter and at the end you want to say your name or something has to be typed, we generally go to the right. Now you can use, and in that case you can use your right alignment. And justify is when you have your assignments or project, as for example if you take up this one, we have 2 lines over here, and first line is short one and the second line is little lengthy. And if you wanted to make your paragraph into a proper aligned format, that is all the lines are of equal length, then you have to select the whole paragraph and click on justify. I'll be showing you all these concepts practically also. Next is the shortcut keys which we use for these alignments. Say if you want to bring a paragraph towards the right side, by default it is always towards the left, and if it is in the center or right somewhere and you want to bring it to the left, then select the whole paragraph and then Ctrl plus L. So in your keyboard you have to press Ctrl and then L together. So your whole paragraph will come towards the left aligned. And when you want to bring something to the right, you have to select the whole paragraph and then click on Ctrl plus R, that is Control key and R. So it is easy to remember, L is for left, R is for right. For the center we will be using E as the key. So Control and E, if you press, the whole paragraph will come to the center. But don't forget to select the center paragraph first. Without selecting anything, if you want to justify, then select the paragraph and then click on Ctrl plus J. So let me show you practically also how these things work. So this is a paragraph which I have taken it from internet. So this is for on the topic computer. So I have copy pasted 2 paragraphs here. As you can see, this is the home tab is open now, and you are able to see the alignment tools here. This is your left alignment, center alignment, right alignment, and your justify. So this comes under the paragraph group. As you can see the paragraph name, see we have different groups in your Word document. This is clipboard group, this is your font group, this is your paragraph group, these are the styles group, and this is your editing group. So under the paragraph group we have all these all your concept of paragraph alignment. Paragraph formatting comes within this tool itself. So it comes in the paragraph group. So if for example if I want to bring this computer title to the center of the page, I have to select it and then click on this center alignment, so everything comes to the center. Now this is the paragraph already it is in left aligned format. As I said earlier, by default whatever you type, everything starts from the left. So if you want to bring it to the center, click on the center. Generally we don't use center alignment for paragraph concepts, but if in case if you are preparing any invitation or something like that, you can design even an invitation using your Word document. If in case you are using that, in that case your sentence will be always in center aligned format. So only at that time you will be using it. Otherwise we generally use it for bringing your heading to the center of the page. So by default it will be in left aligned. If you want to bring it to the right alignment, again you can use this one. Again, paragraphs we don't use it for right align. We don't bring it to the right. Only when you have certain sentence or words which you want to bring it to the right side, we use this right alignment. And as I told you earlier, see, as you can see, the lines, the first line is little shorter when compared to the second line. Like second line is little more lengthier. So this looks kind of shabby when you're submitting your assignment or when you're submitting your project. So you always want things to be in a proper, like you have the margin, everything is properly ordered towards the left. But if you want it to be the same towards the right also, we have to select the whole thing, whole paragraph, and then click on justify. Now it looks proper, neat when you are preparing a project or anything. Like it could be even the letters also. Even the letters, when you're typing, the first line might be shorter than the second or third line. So when you want to bring everything to a proper, now as you can see, it has adjusted itself according to, when you click on justify, it automatically adds spacing and all, and then it brings to the brings and makes it into a one properly aligned from left and right. Both the sides, the margins are set properly, and then the content looks very neat. So I hope this concept is clear. Let's go back to the PowerPoint presentation. The next concept is line spacing. As the name indicates, line spacing is a spacing between the lines. That is, if you have 5 lines, the spacing between each line is called as your line spacing. We have 2 methods of doing it. I'll be explaining you that practically also. Let's just see what are the topics which we have, and then we'll proceed to the practical part. Next is your paragraph spacing. As the name indicates, paragraph spacing is spacing between your paragraphs. Then indents and tags. Indents is indents are nothing but the setting of margin for your paragraph. Say you are typing something and you want your paragraph to start from the center of your page, you can do that. That is called as indent, and you can do that using your tab key as well in your keyboard, which is there in your keyboard. We can use that also. I'll show you how to practically do all these things. So as I said earlier, all the paragraph formatting options, you will find it here in your paragraph group itself. Now for your line spacing, you can directly select your paragraph, and then you can see a tool over here. This is called as line and paragraph spacing. When you click on it, by default it is always 1.0. If you want to increase it, as you can see, when I'm moving my mouse around the options, the spacing is automatically increasing. So this is how you increase your line space if you want. Then this is the first method of increasing your line space. Method B for increasing your line spaces, you have to click on this arrow. When you click on it, you get the paragraph dialog box, and as you can see here, you have spacing. In this you have line spacing option. If you want, you can increase it here as well, double. So I'm clicking on double, and then I'm clicking, so automatically it changes. This is how you increase the line spacing. Now next topic was paragraph spacing. I'll just undo this, and then I'll show you what is paragraph spacing. You have to select your paragraph, and then again I'll show you the methods with which you can set your paragraph spacing. This is your paragraph spacing. So when you select your paragraph, this is spacing for your paragraph. If you increase, this is before your paragraph, this is for after your paragraph. So when you click on the before concept, you click on, I'm giving it as 12 points, and then After your paragraph, I am giving it as again 6. When you click here, are you able to see this? You just notice here what is the changes which is happening. When I am reducing it, the spacing between the paragraphs reduces. When I am increasing it, it gets increased. So once you do that, this is the spacing for your paragraph, and click OK. So now you can see before your paragraph and after your paragraph, the space got increased. Again, if you want to set the indent of your paragraph, so for example, if I want only this paragraph indent to be changed, indent is nothing but setting the margin for that particular paragraph. So I'll click here again. From the left and to the right, whichever you want, you can increase. So I'm just setting it for the left now. I'll increase it to say 1.5 and then click OK. As soon as I clicked OK, now you are able to see the margin has been changed. Now how you can see the margin is when you select your paragraph, you can see these two are called as your rulers in your Word document. So this is the margin which has been set. These 2 points which you are able to see, an hourglass symbol like. So when these two are the points that is which shows the margin. So when you click out, also when you click on this paragraph, again the margin is going to the beginning of as it was earlier. So when I click on this paragraph, the margin is again showing the margin has been set. So your margin, changing your margin, setting your margin for typing your paragraph is your indent, and spacing between your paragraph you have to use the spacing. And there are different methods of doing this also. So what are the methods? I'll just show you what are the methods. I'll undo this option. Again we'll select it. There are 2 options. The other way which you can do is go to page layout. Again you can find those same options which you entered there. The same thing you can find it over here also. I have brought the indent again back to the normal position, so that is why this is 0. The paragraph spacing is again same. So as that I have not changed it. So to see it very clearly, I'll just increase the before. So this is before your paragraph. When you click, when I'm increasing, as you can see, the page margin before is getting increased. So likewise, when it is after your paragraph, so you can, when I'm increasing that, you can see the second, that is after your first paragraph, the spacing is increasing. So if you want to do the spacing, if you want to increase or decrease your paragraph spacing, you will do it here also. And then again, if you want to change the indent of that, you can increase it. I did it for left. Now I'll show you that for right also. When I'm doing this, as you can see, the left margin is also, again just notice over here, as you can see, the margin setting is also changing. So for left and right, we can do it here. And other than this, there are other options also. There is one more final option which you can use. I'm just undoing all the options all the changes which I did. Okay, let's just proceed to the next one. So for the indent, again there are 2 more options. This is your decrease indent and this is your increase indent. So if you want to increase your indent, you can click this. So automatically here also you can do that. So your indent will get increased. And if you want to decrease it, you can decrease it here. So this is your decrease indent, this is your increase indent. Remember that indent is setting your margin, setting the margin for your content where you want. Sometimes we want the first paragraph to be little towards left, and some the remaining to be little towards the center. So we can increase it and we can bring it out like this. Okay. And the next one is tab. Using tab also you can bring some indent work. You can do some indent work. For example, you just click here and then you can use your tab key to bring it to the center. So like this also you can bring your indent, change your indent. This is the method of setting the margins using your tab key. That is using tab also you can do that. Tab key which is there in your keyboard, that also you can use to set the indent. So click wherever. So before you are typing also you can set it. Just click the tab key and then start typing whatever you want. So automatically you can set it. So these are the methods with which paragraph formatting can be done. I hope you are clear with this concept. Let's move back to the PPT. The next topic is mail merge. The mail merge concept is used when you want to send a same letter to multiple recipients. For example, let us take up an invitation, a birthday invitation. Say you want to give the send the birthday invitation which you have created using your Word document, and you just want to send it to all your friends. But only thing is you want the names to be changed in that invitation. In that case, you can use this mail merge concept where you have 20 friends. You want to you need not copy paste and change the name of all change the name only the names alone for 20 people again and again. So you can use a common one single Word document. You just have to insert the mail merge concept in it, and then you can send it to all your friends. Another example which you can take up is an example of say a company is recruiting and they want to send an interview letters to the eligible candidates who have already applied. They want to call them for the interview. So when they are sending an interview letter, definitely they'll be having the common format which they want to send it to different candidates. But only thing they'll change is their names and their address. So in that case also again they can use this mail merge concept. I'll be showing you practically also how to work with mail merge concept, but first we'll understand what are the required things which we need to create, and before we start this mail merge concept. First thing is you need to create a Word document where you will be you should have typed that format of letter, or which we'll take up an example of that company itself. I'll be showing you that practically also. Will type out the content and the format which you are going to send it to the applicant. So that Word document with that letter should be ready, and then you have the mailings tab in your Word document where you have to go and click the start mailing option. So in that mailings tab you can find this one. This is your mailings tab, and in that you will find the start mail merge tool, and in that again you have to choose step-by-step mail merge wizard. When you click on this, you will get another window like this where by default letters will be chosen already. You have to just click on starting documents next. Once you click on this, next thing which comes is this window. Once you click on that, another window comes where it will ask you whether you want to use the current document or you start from a template or starting from the existing document. So you have to choose use the current document. Choose that, and again you have to click on select recipients. So once you click on select recipients, next thing comes out is it will ask you whether you want to use an existing list or select from Outlook contacts or type a new list. If you have already prepared a list which you want to merge with this Word document, you can use existing list option. This one. If you are going to type a new list now with this, when you click on then you have to click on type a new list, and then click on the create option here, the next one, this one. When you click on create, again a new address list dialog box will appear. So something like this, and once you click on that, here by default we have say 4 to 5 of already few fields have been already inserted, already it is there. If these are the fields which you are going to use, then you can directly continue with this. If not, then you click on customize column and delete the entries, delete the fields which you don't want, delete it, and then you make entries and click on OK. Then save the address list dialog box will open where it will ask you to give a name and save the address list which you have typed now, and save it to a specific location. You have to specify the location and then save your file, which will get saved in an Excel format. Then once you click and type the name and save it, next window which you get is your mail merge recipients window. Now here you can see the name list, few names. This was the name list which I typed. So by default all the 3 will be selected, and you just have to click OK and proceed if you don't want to delete anybody's name. Say if you are sending a list to all the eligible candidates, and by mistake say you have included somebody's name which you don't want to send it to, so you can deselect it here also. So you just have to deselect somebody's name, and then you can click on OK and proceed with it. Once you click on OK, the next thing comes is that window goes off, and you get your normal Word document. Now again what you need to do, first thing which we did is to connect the create the address list. Now we have created, now you have to you have connected the Word with the address list also. Now what is the next thing which we need to do is we have to link that is we have to specify the position where you want the fields to enter the data. So say first name where it has to come, last name where you want it to get displayed to, where the address line 1 and where the address line 2 has to be linked to. That is what I have put a screenshot here. So once you do this, and next thing which you need to do is we have to go to print. That is you have to click on your insert mail merge field and then specify the location. After creating the main document and the data source, now we need to prepare the layout of recipient field, that is which location we have to specify. We have to specify. Once you do that, the next thing which you need to do is we have to print it. Once you link, that is after you link, it will look like this: your first name, your last name, your address line 2, everything. So these are the places where you will fix it. And then next thing is preview result. So preview result is also there in your Word document itself. That is you in the same mailings tab. You just have to click on preview results. Once you click on preview results, it will show you the first record, and you can, as you can see here, the arrows are here. You just have to click and see. We have three name lists. So when you click on arrows, you can see the next result, and finally you just have to finally finish it by finish and merge. When you click on finish and merge. Now let's see practically how it works. So this is the Word document which I have prepared. This is a company name which with all these fields. These are the fields which we are going to merge. That is your first name, last name, address line 1, address line 2, and then this place again dear that particular person's name, and this is just a simple content which I have just prepared, simple things which a company would send to a candidate whom they are going to send the interview letter. So let's start with this. Go and click to the mailings tab, go to start mail merge, step by step mail merge wizard, and then as I showed you earlier, now it will be easy for you to understand. You just have to click on letters and then click on starting documents. Then again, second thing is use the current document, that is the current one which is open, so we are going to use the same thing. So then click on the select recipients. So after selecting recipients, if you are going to connect some Excel, or if you have already prepared an Excel file with the same fields, that is first name, last name, address line 1 and address line 2, you can use that also. You just have to click on browse and then connect that to this. Otherwise, if you want to type, you are going to type it now. Yes, I am going to type it now. So I am going to type a new list. So click on create. As I said earlier, by default there are few columns which are already given. If you want to delete it, just click on customize column. So it will show you all the columns which they have included here. We need first name, last name. We don't need company name, so I am deleting it. So we need address line 1, address line 2. Then I am going to delete the city as well. I am going to delete the state because I have not given all those columns there. I have just given these 4 columns, so I am just deleting all the other things. Work phone, email address. Okay, so these are the 4 columns which we have. I just have to click OK. So those 4 columns will come. Did I miss out something? Yes, title. Delete title. So we just need only the 4 columns. So these are the 4 columns. So now you can make an entry. Say I'm just typing some name. I'll just simply type some name and then put the city there, so it becomes easy. Just using tab so that the next row gets inserted. Some number, here again, and because I've included 3. So all the 3 are ready, and then I have to click on OK. So the 3 lists are ready. That has been connected. Now it is asking me to save the file somewhere. I'll just click on desktop and I'll give it a name. Address list, we'll give it as address, and then I'll save it. Now as soon as I clicked on save, again it is asking mail, merge, recipient. So as I told you earlier, by default everything is selected. So you just have it is selected. So I need all the 3, so I'm just going to click OK. If you don't need something, you just have to click on that. It gets deselected. If you want to select it again, click it once again and then click OK. Once you do OK, again you have come back to your page. That is, now it's time to insert your field. So where you want your first name, last name field to be inserted, you just have to click on keep your cursor there. As I have already typed the first name there, first name has been typed there, so I just have to remove it and do it. Instead of that, I'm just selecting it and I'm clicking on first name. So directly, as you can see, the 2 double arrows are also there. This makes it very clear that that got inserted. Now next is last name. Then I need the address line to be in this next line. I'm just doing that, and then again address line 2. That got inserted. Now the next thing is, here also again we have to insert the name. I'll just create first name, I think first name, and last name. Fine, this will do. So I have inserted all: first name, last name, address line 1, address line 2. Everything has been inserted. Now if you want to see the preview, click on preview. So as soon as you click on preview result, you can see the first record is here. The first name was Priti Raj, that got inserted. Next, if I click on the next one, you can see Raju's name. Next, you can see all these things. So finish your merge by printing your documents. Print your documents all together and then click OK. When you click on OK, it will ask you directly the printer details, and you can directly print the whole data. That's all. So I hope the concept is clear. Let's move back to the PowerPoint presentation. The next topic is envelope and labels. Envelopes, as we all know, are used to enclose the letter inside it, and we can send it to the any person or any company or wherever we want to send it to. The details which you mention on the envelope is the delivery address and the return address. Delivery address is nothing but the person to whom we are sending their address, and return address is our own address, so that if in case the letter is not delivered to that particular person or that particular location, then it will get returned back to us. So MS Word provides us the facility to print this address on envelopes. So what do we need to do is we have to open a blank Word document, and then we have to go to the mailings tab, like the same like your mail merge concept. Mailing, you have to go to the mailings tab and then click on envelopes. When you click on envelopes, another window opens, that is envelope and labels window. You can see a delivery address here. You have to type the delivery address over here and then return address over here. Once you type that, as you can see the preview also, this is how it appears. Now they have given a preview over here. This doesn't mean you're going to get something like square shaped or something. We'll be able to see only the lines which we are including, the return and delivery address alone. So when you take a printout, on the envelope, this looks proper because only the lines have to be printed in the envelope. Otherwise, if you are taking printout in a white page or A4 sheet, you will be able to see only these lines. You can preview this also even in the Word document. I'll show you practically also how it works. So once you type both your delivery address and your return address, you have to go and click on options. When you click on options, another window appears, and which is envelope options window. Now this is a window section where that is envelope options section. You have to choose the envelope size, that is size of the envelope. When you click on this arrow, you will get a drop down list where different size of envelopes are available. You just have to choose it, and then if you want to change the delivery address font type, you can change it over here. For the return address also, if you want, you can change it over here. And other than that, these left and top, these are the margin settings. Now by default it will be up here, it will come like this, but as they have given the preview, it will be something like this. So your delivery address will be here and your return address will be here. So if in case if you want to change the margin, say you want the delivery address to come over here and it has to start from here, then you can adjust it over here. And return address also, if you want to adjust, you can adjust it over here. So let's see practically how it works. I'm taking a blank Word document. We'll just go to the Mailings tab and then click on Envelope. Now as I said, when you click on Envelope, you will get an Envelopes and Labels window. So we'll type some address over here. I'm just typing some random address. Mr. Okay, so these are the two addresses which I have typed. When you click on options, you can see as I said earlier, in your envelope options, so you get an envelope option window. In your envelope options, you can choose any size which you want. Say if I want 10, I'll choose 10. By default it is always 10. So if you want to choose any other size, you can choose that. As I was working earlier, so that is why size 9 was getting displayed now. So size 10 is something which will be by default always there. You can change it as you like. So I'm just choosing 9 is little small, so I'll just choose that one. So delivery address, again, if you want to change the font, you can change it as I said. If you don't want to change it, no need to touch all those things. Then directly you can, if you want, as I said, this is the normal preview according to the current size and settings. If you want to change it, when I'm increasing it, just go look at this particular section. You will be able to see the margin where it came, the address of the delivery address came to this location. So when you're increasing it, the delivery address line also goes to that corner. So if you don't want, just come back and put it to the normal auto mode and click OK. Once you do that, that is your address is set, you just have to click on Add to Document, and it will ask you, do you want to set the return address as your default return address or not. I don't want to set it because I have just given a fake address, so I'm just going to click on No. If you want, if you're giving a proper address, you can choose Yes. So I'm clicking on No. As soon as I clicked on No, now this is how it will appear. So when you just have to place your envelope into the printer, and then you just have to print this one. So when you print it, automatically it will come to the correct position. You just have to mention the size of the envelope properly. If you do mistake in the size of mentioning the size of the envelope, then it won't be when you take the printout, I don't think it will come in a proper location where it has to come. So I hope this concept is clear. Let's go back to the PPT. So after this, the next topic is creating labels. Now labels are small piece of paper having some information written on it. So labels are used to organize things like files, books in libraries, etc. Labels can be used as address slips for same addresses or multiple addresses. So labels are nothing but small bits of papers where you either you mention any small notes, or you can even take printouts of now create notes for labels, addresses also. So that we can do in Microsoft Word, and Microsoft Word is providing that facility also. The previous one which we saw is envelopes and labels. So next, now this is instead of envelope we will be choosing label. That's the only difference. But the address part here we'll have only one area where we'll enter the address. So two ways we can print the labels. What is pages of labels containing the same address, and pages of labels where each label contains a different address. So this is the first one is we are going to take for same address. So what we are going to do is we'll go to Mailings tab, and then when you click on labels, you get a window like this. So you will have to type your address over here. So this is for same address. So when you type this address, and then when you click on options, you will get window like this. You have to choose the number of see here as per 30 per pages, you are going to print 30 labels per page. So you have to choose this one, and there are options. There are 230 per page options. This is little lengthier one. When you click on the other one, you will be able to see the height and dimension or height and width of it. So this one is I felt this one is little more appropriate, so I chose this one. So this is a screenshot of something which I prepared. So you have to click on it and then click OK. So when you click on OK, you will come back to the same page, and then you have to click on this new document again. So when you click on that new document, you will be able to see the output, the address which I typed. You can see the same address over here. Now it is not that you have to type out only the address. Even if you want to create labels for small things which you are going to paste somewhere, or which you are going to as I mentioned in the CPT, say it in your library or anywhere else. When you're arranging something, you want same labels to be printed, you can use this method. Instead of address, you can put that label content or small topics in that, and then you can take printouts also. The next one is different multiple address. Now this is related to your mail merge concept. Like your mail merge concept, we created an Excel a list of recipients we created. So same case with your label also. Instead of choosing the mail merge, we are going to choose labels in that. So when you click on your mailings tab, you have to choose select recipient first, and then you click on type new list. Let me show you practically how it works. Now first let us see the first concept, that is same address. As I have shown you the screenshots also, but still we'll see how it works. We'll click on labels. As I told you, you just type out. I'm just randomly typing out some text. Type it like this, and then go to options, choose the 30 pages already chosen by me, so I'm just leaving it as such, and then clicking on. If you want to change something else, you can change it also, and then click OK. Once you do that, go to new document. When you click new document, all the 30 things in one page appears. So this is for same address concept. Now the next concept, that is with multiple addresses. For that we have to go and select the select recipient, click on type new list, and then now here, as I have already mentioned it in the mail merge concept, you have to click on customize column and select the columns whichever you require. Now I don't need a title over here, so I'm removing it. So first name, last name, company name I don't need, so I'm deleting it. Address line, city, state, zip code, country I don't need it, I'll just remove it. And then phone number is not required, work phone is not required, email address is not required, just the city and the pin code is okay. So these are the fields which I require, and now I'm going to click OK. So these are the fields which are there. So I'll just quickly feed in few details which are just required, and some address, as there is. So you can enter any fake data. So I'm just simply randomly entering few things, zip code, just next you just have to click on tab, then automatically next row enters. Next row we'll enter some name and address. Next some number, and then I'm going to click OK. So now that it will ask me to save it somewhere, so I'm just choosing the desktop as the location. I'll name it as label 10 and then I'll save it. After you save the file, click on Start Mail Merge option and then click on Labels. When you click on Labels, again the Labels options window opens. 30 per pages option is chosen and then click on OK. Once you click on OK, you can see a table like symbol. So the next thing which we need to do is we have to link the file which we have created to this file, this Word document. So use the existing list. Click on it and then search for the file so that we can link that. Click on label 10 and then click open. Once we do that, you can see the 30 fields being created. Now next thing which we need to do is now we have to connect all these fields to this. Go to here in the first one alone, you type 2 and then press enter and then now you start connecting it. So we want the first name and the last name. Then in the next line we want address line 1. We'll put both the address line in the same line and then we'll go to the next line and then go for city and zip code. So everything is over here. Now what you need to do is you have to copy this and then paste it after in each of the fields after your next record. So here and then here and here. Now we have created only 3 fields. If we are creating, say if you have already created 50 or 20, 30. So 30 is there in this page. So if you have created 30, then you can paste it for all the 30. So I'm not going to copy paste it in all the 30. So I just want to show you how it appears. So the first 3, as it is the we have created only 3. So I'll show you the 3. So we just after you copy paste this one, click on preview list. Once you click on preview list, you can see all the 3 fields over here. So this is how you create labels for multiple addresses. I hope this concept is clear. Once you do this, finish merge, print document. So you can print it after you finish it. So the printer option here, as I don't have a printer, it is showing a PDF writer. So this is how you do it. I hope this concept is clear. Let's go back to the PowerPoint presentation. The next topic is page column. You can create multiple columns in MS Word. Now this multiple column concept you would have seen in your newspapers where the content of under one particular title itself would be in 3 or 4 or 5 columns, and the advantage of using these columns is that you can bring large amount of data into a very small space. Paper usage will be less and the appearance also is good. So I'll just show you practically. This columns option is available in your page layout tab. You just have to click on page layout and you can find your columns button over here. When you click on the arrow, you can see different formats available. So by default it is always 1 because we have. So I'll select the whole paragraph and then I'll go to columns over here. 2 columns I'll choose. So as you can see, my page got converted into a 2 column page. If I want to change it to 3 column, you can see that also, but as my content is very less, I'll just increase the font size and I'll show you how the 3rd column appears. So now I just increase the font size just to show you that 3 columns when we click on how it appears. So this is how the page column concept is used. So the advantage, as I said, you can bring large amount of data into one single page. You can use this for your assignments and projects as well. So let us move back to the PPT again. The next topic is drop cap. Drop cap is, again, as you can see an image over here, the first letter. Say you are writing an article and you prefer to highlight the first letter of the paragraph by making it a little bigger in size. So as you can see an image over here, A alone is bigger and it is been dragged to 3 or 4 lines down. So this makes your article look very eye-catchy and highlighted. So how we are going to insert this is you have to go to the insert tab and then choose the drop cap in the text group. Now click on drop cap options and then drop cap dialog box will appear on the screen. I'll just show you This is the image of it also. Just go to your insert tab, and then when you click on drop cap, you have to choose the drop cap options. Already in margin and dropped options are available. If you don't choose that, other than that, you can go here also. When you click on that, you get this drop cap options window. As you can see, dropped and in margin over here, both the options are available. If you're just going to use this one, you can directly click on it. But if you want to do some other settings, say you want the alphabet to be dragged down to more than 4 or 5 lines, then you have to change it over here. And the font also, if you want to change, you can change it. And the distance from the text, that is how the text will be, how much distance the text will be from that alphabet. You can specify all those. So let's see practically also how it works. I'll just show you with the same example. You just make it as 1, and I'll just select a paragraph here and go to insert tab and choose the drop cap here. So as I said earlier, you can directly click here and you can do that also. Otherwise, you can directly go to the drop cap option. Just a second. Go to the drop cap options and choose, say, this one. The two difference: drop is where your alphabet will be here, and the line will start from the same, the margin will be same, that is where the W starts, there the sentence also starts. The other one is W will be separate and all the lines will be completely separated. So this is how you can change the settings also, and say if you want it to be dragged down to 4 lines, you can increase it here. And with distance, generally we give 0 by default. If you want it to be given, you can increase it also. I'm just clicking on OK. So now as you see, A is there, and first, a computer is a machine that can be instructed to carry out sequence of arithmetic analysis. So A has been dragged down, as I chose 4, so it has been dragged down to 4 lines over here. I hope this concept is clear. Let's go back to our PPT. The next topic is hyperlink. A hyperlink is a word, phrase or image that you can click on to jump to a new document or a new section within the current document. So hyperlink, we all daily browse online to search for some data. So when you type a particular subject, that is any title which you want to search, and when you press on the enter key, a set of links get appeared on the screen. So when we click on any of that link, a new web page opens. So this link, that is the blue colored underlined text on which when you click, it opens a new page, that is called as a hyperlink. Now this is an online hyperlink. Now there are offline hyperlinks also. So we will be learning about how to create the offline hyperlink as well. So this one, the offline hyperlink, we are going to create it in your Word document. Hypertext. Now hypertext is the text with the hyperlinks, that is the text which I said as blue colored underlined text, those are called as hypertext. Now we can create 4 types of hyperlinks. The 4 types are a location in the current document, that is within the document itself you create a hyperlink, or to a web page, an existing file on your computer, that is from your Word document, when you can create a link so that you can open any file within your computer which is available there in your computer, and a new Word document, from one Word document to the other Word document, and also an email address. I've given a few steps how to create the hyperlink to a web page, and also to how to create a hyperlink within the current document. I'll show you practically directly so that it is easy for you to understand. Now this is a page which I have created, a title as computer, and this is about generation of computer. I've already created a hyperlink over here. I'll show you how to create. Now this is about creating hyperlink within the Word document. Now this is not about web page. First I'll explain to you how to create a hyperlink within the Word document. Now this will be very useful when you're creating a assignment or a project of 10 to 15 pages, and if you want to every time it will be difficult for you to, you'll find it difficult when you scroll it down and again going to the 5th page and getting the, you want to check out something in 5th page, you check it in the 5th page, and again you scroll down to the 10th page and again you check something. So instead of that, you can create main subheadings, main heading and the subheadings over here, and you can create hyperlink for the subheading, so that when you click on the subheading, it goes directly to that particular respective page where you have that data. So for that, first time we need to create a bookmark in all the pages where you have the content. Bookmarks, by the way, it's like when you read a novel or when you read your textbook or anything, when you're reading something and say you have completed 10 to 15 pages and later on you want to continue, so you would like to keep a bookmark there in the 15th page, so that later on next day or after 2 days when you want to go continue with it, you can directly go using that bookmark, you can directly open it, so it becomes easy for us. So in the same way, we are going to create a bookmark here, so that when you click on the link, directly the hyperlink goes to that particular location. So I have already created 2 bookmarks here, first generation and the second generation. I've already created a bookmark, so I'll show you how to create a bookmark. First we need to create a bookmark, so I'll just show you with this one. Third generation I've not yet created, so I'll just place your cursor wherever say here, if it is in the starting of the page, you can place the cursor there. If it is at the middle of the page, you can place the cursor there. Now here, as I placed all the text at the first line itself, so I'll just click here and go to the bookmark, and I'll give the name for that bookmark, third. I'm giving it as third, and I'll see to that it is hidden. I don't want the text which I'm typing to be displayed again next to this third generation. It will look very odd when we have already a third generation text is there. Again, if you a third name again appears next to this, it looks very shabby. So it's better we keep it as hidden one. So once you give this, click on add, so the bookmark has been added to the page. Now again, for the fourth generation, I'm going to place the cursor in the front, click on the bookmark, and I'll name it as fourth. Again, see to that it is hidden, and then add. Again, there is one more, fifth generation. So I'll place the cursor there, and I'll create the fifth bookmark, and then see that it is hidden, add. So I've created all the 5 bookmarks now. Then I have to go to the main page where I have typed all the headings, main headings. So first generation I've already created, so that is why it is blue colored underlined one. So next, again I have to select the text, go and click to hyperlink and click on your bookmark. So now I have all the bookmark list over here. First I have used already, so I'll click on my second bookmark. That is, I've given it a name, that is why I've given us a relevant name, so that it is easy for us to recognize it. So I'm clicking on second, and then I'm clicking on, so when I clicked on second, the bookmark got added here to the text to display. That is the second generation. As I have selected it, it is displaying the second generation. If in case you have not typed it before, then you can type the text here also later on. Then once you do this, click OK. So this is also again ready. Third generation, again in the same way, hyperlink, bookmark, choose your third bookmark, click OK, and then click OK. Fourth generation, again bookmark, hyperlink, bookmark, again fourth, OK, OK. Then again fifth generation, hyperlink, click on bookmark, fifth, and then click OK. So all my hyperlinks are ready. Now what I need to do is, when you place your cursor, you can see it message getting this like control plus click. So always press your control. When you press your control key, your keyboard the cursor changes into a hand symbol. Just click on it. My first page is getting displayed. Second generation, again the second page is coming. Now here we can do one more additional thing is, every time when you click on the link, it comes to the first page. Again we have to scroll it up to the first page. So we can also create one more bookmark over here. Say, okay, we'll create a bookmark for a back page. That is, when you click on particular text, for example, we'll place it here as the alignment is getting disturbed. Just to show you, we'll call it as home, so that this text, I'll create a bookmark here in the first page, right next to this generation title. I'll create a bookmark. Now this bookmark is for coming back to the main page every time, so that every time we come to the first or second generation or third generation pages, we find it difficult to scroll back to the first page. So to make it easy, we are creating one more bookmark which is to the first page, so that we can come back to the first page. So I am creating the bookmark in the first page. So I'll click and add it. So our bookmark is here. So what we need to do next is here again select hyperlink, click on the bookmark. Now here what we need to choose, home, and click OK. OK. So directly click, control plus click, we are coming back to the home page. Now we can just directly copy paste this link everywhere. So because the link is going to be same wherever we go, it is not going to, even if you copy paste it, it will work properly. It is not necessary to create the hyperlink again and again for home. So I'm just copy pasting it. So even if for the fifth page, control press home, you can come back to your home page. So I hope this one is clear. So next one is about creating a hyperlink to the web page. So in case of a web page, again you have to place the cursor and click on hyperlink, and here I have not given any text, so I am just going to type it as generations of computer. Now this is just to show you, and already the title is there, just to show you how to connect with it. Now this is the text which you want to get displayed, and address is here you should copy paste the URL of any site from to which you want to go. Now for example, I have already opened the site. This is a tutorial somewhere. It is just a random site. I am not recommending anything from this. Just a copy paste this one. I am just copy pasting the link over here, and then here in the address area, and then click OK. So now you can see another link came with the title generations of computer. This is again when I use my control key and then click on it, you can see the page will open now. So as you can see, the page is getting open. My system has default browser as my Mozilla Firefox, so it is using Mozilla Firefox to open the page, the address which I have given, the URL which I have given. It is using that URL to open the page. So it's easy. I hope you understood this concept. Let's go back to the PowerPoint presentation. Now with this, I've given all the steps also. As I've explained it practically, I'm not going through each and every step now. With this, our chapter gets over. I hope you all have understood all the topics within this chapter. If you have any kind of doubt, post your questions, queries in the YouTube link as well, and or else in my blog. Thank you.